I'm testing the effects. I think I won't need them. Okay. Oh, hi, Irene. Welcome to the live session. We're waiting for other people to connect because, yeah, we are two, as I can see, and it will be better if more and more people join so that they can get, an idea of Senegal if they're interested in traveling to Senegal someday. So now is the time to talk about it. Can you hear me? I'm not sure if you can hear me because nobody tells me. Is the volume okay? Should I speak louder or... If you can tell me in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Okay, perfect. All good. Okay, then I suggest we start in, let's say, 2 minutes. And yeah, as I said in the beginning of the live, just don't hesitate to share the video. Share the video and share what live with your friends, family, etc., etc. So we can have a talk. I'm seeing that Meldicious wants to participate. Oh, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Thank you. Okay. So we'll start in 2 minutes. You can prepare your questions. Okay, 1 more minute. One more minute. And share the live. Share it. I don't see people coming in. Did you share the live session? Okay, so it's well, I've been waiting for 10 minutes now. I think we can now start. Okay, so first things first, I will introduce myself. So my name is Kathy. I'm 31 years old and I live in Paris, in the Paris region. And I have a huge passion for traveling, so I love to travel. I've done many countries in Europe, so I decided to travel to Africa. Last year, my very first travel experience, of course, was Cameroon because I'm from Cameroon. I'm from Cameroon origin, and so I decided to visit Africa and to explore Africa, and especially I wanted to see Africa in a different angle, besides what you can see on the media. So we don't see a lot of positive images of Africa on the media, but thanks to social media and especially Instagram, we have bloggers, travelers, backpackers, globetrotters who go to Africa to explore the continent, and it's huge. So I'm obsessed with them. So so my first step was Senegal. So why Senegal? Because I had this opportunity through a travel agency to go to visit Senegal for 10 days in July. And I was like, okay, why not? I wanted to, discover Africa, and Senegal is actually suggested as a good country to start if you want to visit Africa first. You know, well, there are other countries too, but Senegal is one of the top countries. Like, if you want to go to Africa, start by going to Senegal. So that's what I did. So I didn't hesitate because it was a package, you know, a travel package where there was accommodation included, you know, local travel guides, personal, how you call it, personal driver, accommodation, yeah, food and beverage, etc. And of course, you know, all the activities that you can do, and sightseeings, and well, we'll talk about it. We will talk about it. And yeah, so it is actually a good thing that I went through a travel agency, because the only country I know in Cameroon, in Africa, is Cameroon. I don't know other countries. So for my first time, I think it was a good idea to, you know, go through a travel agency and not organize my trip by myself, because I don't know anybody in Senegal. I've never been to Senegal. And to be honest, I did not know where to go. You know, like, I only know a few things about Senegal. For example, everybody knows the Pink Lake, you know, or the Gorée Island. But except the two of these things, like, what else can I see? So it's always good to be guided, to, you know, have a precise program. And I didn't go alone. Well, I went alone, but in that program were also other people. It was like a group, so that's an advantage. You know, you won't feel alone, and you won't be the only one discovering the country, if that makes sense. So if you have questions, just don't hesitate to ask them. And yeah. So to talk about Senegal, as I said, I've been there for 10 days. And we arrived in Dakar at the airport. And the first day, our accommodation was in Sali. You know, Sali is a beach site, like wonderful beaches. It is on this, I think it's in the south of Senegal, if I recall. And since the next day we had to go to the Bandria reservation. What is the Bandria reservation? So it's a reservation where there are animals. Yeah, animals. I'm afraid of animals. I'm scared. But yeah, I just wanted to try it out, because actually it's also something I saw on social media. I wanted to try it too. And actually the next day, now we're talking about Bandria, we could, you know, either choose to visit the lions. I couldn't do it. I'm afraid of lions. I don't know how they act in front of people. Well, I know that there are professionals who are watching for people's and visitors' security, but I couldn't. So there were other animals that I wanted to discover, like, for example, I don't know, sorry, I am bilingual, so French and English. How you say giraffe in English? I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me in the comments. And you know, other animals that were less harmful, let's say. I don't know what's wrong with my. There's something wrong. Okay, can you see me? Can you see me, people? Okay, I guess so. All right. Yes. So my experience in Bandia, the reservation of Bandia, incredible. So it is a kind of safari, you know. It is a safari where you are in a truck, an open truck. Like, there's no. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for confirming. Yeah, giraffe. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. Giraffe or whatever. Okay. Yeah. So it was some kind of safari that we did, and well, not some kind. It was a safari. So first time ever doing a safari, which was amazing. So you saw animals like giraffes. You also saw hyenas. Yeah. Giraffe. Thank you for the pronunciations. Thank you. Hyenas. Yeah, hyenas. What else? Well, you know, all all the animals from, the savannah that you could see, they were there. And they were like this close. So it was a great experience. It was like, I think it was a 1.5 hour ride. Yeah, and that was my very first time seeing animals very close, and it was great. It was great. It was something else. It was great. And then the next day we went, if I recall, still in the package. This was all included. We've been to Cine Saloum. Okay, let me talk about Cine Saloum in Senegal. So Cine Saloum is, I think it's a lake, and well, I forgot to mention. Sorry, the Senegal trip was a road trip. So we basically visited, I won't say the entire country of Senegal, but most of it. So it was a road trip. So we started from the south, which I mentioned earlier, which was Sali, and then we went a little bit up, the Bandia Reservation, and then a little bit more towards the north, which was Sine Saloum. And Sine Saloum is some kind of lake. It is a lake. It's just a big lake, and we went there with a private driver, a personal driver who took us there, and wonderful. Sine Saloum is amazing. Like we took boats actually because to go from, it is a lake which is composed of several very small islands. I don't know if you can call them islands, but so very small islands, and to go from one point to another, you have to take these small boats. In French, it's called pirogue. I don't know how you call it in English, but it's these small boats that are motorized, and this is how you go from one place to another in the lake. And it was an amazing experience, very, very amazing. And then we discovered just nature. It was very green, very peaceful, very quiet, and I think it was my second time taking these kind of boats, because I already did it in Cameroon, but that's another story. If I have the opportunity to go live for Cameroon, I will. Of course, talk about it. And and there was also this restaurant in Sine Saloum, which was in one of these islands. And I'm sorry, I cannot illustrate. Hopefully, I can show you with my words how it looked like. There was this restaurant just on the beach or seaside, if I can say it like that. And we had amazing food. We had shrimp, we had fish, we had French fries, we had plantain, we had their local beverages, which are sodas. We had water. It was warm, hot sun, the lake, the natural lake, as a view, and great. And also, what we saw in this place where we were eating, there were also, this Senegalese woman who sold traditional items like, I don't know, masks or how do you call it, kaftans? These huge dresses for women. I love them. Also chains, souvenirs. And they were also, chanting, singing Senegalese songs in which we could dance to them. So we were a group of young people who traveled together. So it was a very great, we had great chemistry. So we were dancing, singing, all along with the women, and just to adapt and to discover their culture, and also to get to know the Senegalese people. So much about Sine Saloum. I don't know if you have fishing boats. Thank you. I just saw your comments. Yeah, we went through the lake in Sine Saloum with the shipping boats, exactly. I don't know if you have any questions. If there's some questions coming up, I will of course respond to them. And then the next day, because the program was very well defined, The next day we went to a town called Joël Fadiout, or also called the Seashell Island. Seashell Island, why? Because the entire ground was filled with seashells. The entire city, well, it is a city and an island, because I think it's an island, yeah. You come to Joël Fadiout, which is the city, which is the name of the city, and then there is an island which is called Île Fadiout, or Fadiout Island, or Seashell Island, yeah. And this city is very particular because, as you know, Senegal is a Muslim country, well, mostly Muslim, you know, but Christians and Muslims live together. And in Joël Fadiout, it is mostly Christians, but there are also some Muslims living there. Okay, so yeah, one point that I want to tell you is that what I was impressed that Christians and Muslims, they just come together very easily. They live together. They celebrate the holidays together. Well, that's what I've heard and what I've noticed and what they explained to us. That if I danced when I was in Senegal. Yes, I did. I'm a terrible dancer, but I did dance. Yes, I did my best. You know, just to be in the mood and stuff. And yeah. Back to Joël Fadiout. So it was, well, what was the program? Actually, it was just discovering the island. And you also see that the architecture is a bit different than the other sides of Senegal. Maybe because it's the Christian influence, I don't know. Okay, did you feel safe there? Sine Saloum. Well, in general, in Africa, in Senegal in general, I felt very safe. I felt very, very, very safe. And I will explain why later. Back to Joël Fadiout. So I was talking about the architecture, which was great. And yeah, as I said, you can see the difference between the Muslim towns and the Christian towns. And a lot of churches in this city. Also, we went there to have, of course, lunch, and Senegalese food is just something else. There is this traditional dish called ceebu. So actually, it's composed of rice. I think. Do you know jollof rice? I think most of you know jollof rice. It's basically the same. And fun fact, jollof rice is actually Senegalese. Yeah. It's West African, sure, but jollof rice is actually Senegalese. It is Senegalese, and then, the other African countries have their variants, but it's Senegalese. It's originated from Senegal, and ceebu, to be more specific, is from Saint-Louis, where I visited the country of Saint-Louis, the city of Saint-Louis too. I will talk about it later. Just for your information. So where were I? So we had great food. We had ceebu at the restaurant, and same local beverage, local food. We had also a live band, live music, with this instrument called I think it's called kora, the kora. That's their problem. Or maybe the best jollof might be Nigerian, but the original jollof is Senegalese. We stopped the debate right there. I don't want to be long, but just to say, Joël Fadiout is a very beautiful island. As I said, I hope that I can illustrate with my words. Maybe some pictures will come later on the page of Luxica. And lol, it's a never-ending feud between Niger and Ghanaians. I know, I think they just love each other, that's it. They just love each other, and that's the way to show their love. It's, between West Africans and stuff. So after Joël Fadiout, actually, I think this was one of my favorite experiences, We went to. I never knew that there is a, how do you call it in English? Help me, people. How do you say dessert in English? It's not dessert, right? Because dessert is like the last course of a meal. No? Desert. Yes, desert. The desert. It's not dessert, it's desert. Okay. So I didn't know that there was a desert in Senegal. I discovered this actually. And when I heard about it, when I heard that we were going to visit a desert, we will go to the desert, I was very surprised, you know. And yeah, so the thing was, the desert is located in an area called Lumpur, the desert of Lumpur, which is a couple of hours of drive away from the car. I think it's around 3 hours. So after Joël Fadiout, we headed to Lumpur. We headed to Lumpur and we spent the night at Lumpur, and we spent the night in tents, which was a unique experience. But the tents, you know, it's not the tents like, you know, just a tent and that's it. No, it was very, you had, you know, sanitary, you had your toilets, you have a big bed, you had your shower, of course, and yeah, but it was just under a tent, and it was very well done, you know, the installations and everything, and it was unique. I never spent the night in the middle of a desert before, never. So it was a great experience. And yeah, and the locals also, they brought us some dinner. We had dinner by a, how do you call it, a bonfire. We had around the bonfire we had dinner. We had a Senegalese dish, I forgot the name, but you know, amazing delicious. Was it cold at night? No, it wasn't. I thought that it would be very cold. That's what they told us, that it might get cold at night, but no, not at all. It wasn't cold at all. It wasn't too hot either. It wasn't cold. It was just, you know, normal temperature. Yeah. Oui, un feu de camp. Oui, on a mangé. On a eu un dîner autour d'un feu de camp. Avec, sorry, I'm switching to French. Sorry for those who don't understand, but I will try to translate. So on a eu un dîner autour d'un feu de camp avec la musique traditionnelle sénégalaise, incroyable, avec voilà, musique sénégalaise, avec le thé sénégalais, and the bonfire was very hot, very hot, meaning if you are too close to the bonfire, you will feel like the fire, like it's very hot, you know. So you don't have to. What I recommend is not to approach that much, because the fire is very heating up the entire area. So just stay away from the bonfire. Don't get too close. And yeah, so it was a part of the experience, because it is a tradition in the Lumpur desert to have a bonfire when they have guests. They have this bonfire with music where you have to dance. It's not that you just stay and you sit around, you look at the other people dancing. No, you have to dance, because if you don't dance, it is a form of disrespect. So if to respect their culture, to respect their hospitality, because Senegalese people are very into hospitality and human interactions, you have to respect that. And it was fun. I was tired as heck because after Joël Fadiout and then the trip, the ride, etc., and then you get at the dessert at the evening, but it was great. So yeah, just to mention that. And as I said, I spent a wonderful night under the tent, and then the next day we had an exciting program, which was you know how to snowboard. We did the same, but in the desert, snowboarding in the desert. You know, there are this how do you call it in English? Hills. Yeah, I think so. Hills. Yeah, where you just go down with your board and you act like you are doing some snowboard, but on the desert, on the sand. It was awful because I fell so many times, but a cliff, thank you. Great English skills. Yeah, so we did this boarding from the cliff. It was very fun. I fell so many times, but I laughed hard. We all laughed so hard. It was great. And then I will also need your help for this word in English, which is what's the word in French? We did rides with I will show you the emoticon. That may be better. So in French we call it dromadaire. How is this called in English? There's a lot to do in Senegal. Camel. Thank you. Wow. Thank you for your English skills. And I say that because it's Francophone people who give me the words, the vocabulary. So thank you very much. Yes. So we went to the desert with camels. And it was my very first time doing it. I thought that I would be afraid, but I wasn't. I was not afraid. I was like in my head, okay, just imagine it's a horse. Imagine it's a horse. Imagine it's a horse. Because a camel, it's so much higher than a horse, you know. So of course there are people who work there, who help you to get up to the on the camel, and then you do your ride. It's about a I think it's 30-minute ride. You just go through the desert. You go up, you go down. You see the landscape. You see the hills of sand, and I must say it is very hot in the desert because there are no trees or anything to hide the sun. So, and also the desert is it's light, the color, and all the sun is reflected on your eyes, so you have to wear sunglasses, which is good. And also they gave us these how you call it, voile. Please help me on this one too. Yeah, so they helped us put this on, to protect our head, to protect scarves. Thank you. I know these words, just like, I think it's because I'm stressed, because I forget words, but I'm not stressed anymore. Yeah, scarves. So they gave us these scarves that we wrapped around our heads, our hair, and for some also they covered their mouth or their noses. Because why do you do that? Because to prevent that the sand gets into your, your eyes or your mouth, and your hair, basically. So I had braids these days when I was in Senegal. So having, all the sand on your braids, it's difficult. And I didn't see myself, having a shampooing my braids. So I covered up my head. But it wasn't that windy. But you never know. But I definitely had my glasses on to prevent sand to come into my eyes. So that was a great experience. It was a great experience. Unique, very unique. I never did it before. I will do it again when I go back to Senegal. And yeah. So the next step was to go to the Pink Lake. The Pink Lake is not really in the car, but I think around 50 minutes away from the car. So this was also in the program to go to the car, to go to the Pink Lake, sorry. And yeah, the Pink Lake is really pink because people were asking me, yeah, they're always talking about the Pink Lake. Is it really pink or is it just edited with, you have these apps where you can edit the colors, etc. But no, the lake is pink, guys. It's pink. Why? Because apparently there's a huge amount of salt in the lake, which makes it pink, And I don't know, there's also this, I'm not a physician, but there's something about the UVs from the sun, and the salt, the amount of sun, the amount of salt, and also the color of, you know, the how you call these plants which are in the sun, in the sea. Well, never mind. This is something that brings the color pink, you know, at the surface of the lake. The pictures will come. The pictures will come. I think I have some pictures, yeah, where you can see that the lake is pink. Okay, it's not pinky pink, right? Like this logo, which you see, which is where it says "You're Live," but it's nearly pink. It is pink. Yeah, yeah. That's the wonders of God, the wonders of the world, the wonders that you cannot explain. I tried. I didn't. I tried to explain, but you know, I'm not a physician. But that's the wonders of God. I agree. And yeah, and also when you touch the pink lake, it's like oil. You know, it doesn't feel like water. It kind of feels like oil. And people say, for example, if you have, I don't know, a disease, if you don't feel well, if you have a disease or something, let's say you have a cold, you know, you go to the lake and you just stay there for 10 minutes, and according to people, you will get healed. I think it's true. I think it's true. There were many witnesses who said that it's true. And also, it is a very great natural spa. You know, if you put your feet in the lake, your feet will be so soft. You just put your feet in the lake for 5 minutes. You take your feet out, and it will be extremely soft, softer than a baby skin. Yeah, a newborn baby skin. And what else can I say about the pink lake? Yeah, it was great. It was great. And also at the pink lake, you have this. You can do, you know, squad riding. You can do squad riding. So we did squad riding. This was my first time doing it too. Squad riding is something else. It is, you know, a big sensation. I'm very adventurous, you know, so even if I'm afraid, I like to try things. So it was my very first time squad riding. Did you float, or were you able to swim? Okay. Well, I didn't entirely go into the lake. I only put my feet in the lake because we were on a boat to go, well, to, you know, to just ride around the lake and stuff, inside the lake. And I just put my feet in there. So I didn't put my entire body in the lake. I would have loved to, but I didn't have my swimsuit on, so unfortunately I couldn't do it. But yeah, I forgot to mention that it is impossible to drown in the Pink Sea. Why? Apparently the amount of salt will always pull you up, so you cannot drown. It's safe. Yeah. Yeah, so back to squad driving. We did some squad driving, which was amazing too. And not very far away from sorry, not very far away from the Pink Lake, there is also it's not far from the beach actually, where there's the sea, and there was this amazing ski. Once you finish your quad riding, sorry, you come to the last stop is an amazing view on the sea. And if I tell you peaceful, it's like the definition of peace. Like, you see this water in the horizon, the sea on the horizon. You just see the sea, the white sand, the sun, and you feel free. You know, I honestly, to be honest, I think I've never seen a beach this beautiful in Europe than I saw in Senegal. I didn't feel this peace that I felt when I saw this, I don't know, this landscape. It was just amazing. It was amazing. There were some people, but not that many. And I think that The place is called Rufisque. Rufisque. So if you type Rufisque on Google, because also Rufisque is not really something that you can see on, well, they don't really talk about it, you know. They will talk about the seas in Dakar. They will talk about, other places. For example, as I said, L'Île de Gorée or Gorée Island or Ngor Island. But this beach, I think, is the most beautiful beach I saw in Senegal. It is in Rufisque, and it was, wow. I've never seen a beach that beautiful. Not even in Cameroon. And I love my country, okay? Yeah, so amazing. Technically, we finished our quad driving, etc., and we were not far away from Dakar. So next stop was Dakar, the capital. Hold on, I'm talking too much. I have to drink something. It's not easy to do these lives. You're talking, but I'm thirsty too. One moment. Okay. And since I'm talking that much, do you have other questions? Maybe. Before I move on with my experience in Senegal. I will wait a couple of minutes, seconds. If you have any questions, I will respond to them. Otherwise, I will go on. I'll move on. So Dakar. One word. Wow. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not, hyping it up. It is wow. Dakar is the city is very dynamic. It's very dynamic, but you just feel the safety. Dakar is very safe. Dakar is safe for women. Dakar is safe for women, and I didn't feel any danger at all in Dakar, to be honest. I don't know if it's because I traveled with a group. Oh, the danger. Okay, yeah. I don't know if it's because I traveled with a group, but no, I felt very, very safe. People are very respectful, very respectful. And if you need direction, they will help. And they know that you are a tourist. They just know. I don't know how, but they know. And it's not because you're a tourist that they will take advantage of it and, maybe, I don't know, I'm sorry to say this, but maybe rob you or whatever. No, not at all. The Senegalese people are used to having visitors and tourists in their country. And, since they are this country of the Teranga, which in Wolof means hospitality, they are proud of this identity. They are proud of hospitality. They are proud to welcome you to their country. They are proud of their country. They are proud of their city. They are proud of their amazing landscapes. Well, they know what kind of country they have. They are proud of it, and they want you to feel like home. Hello to the person who just joined. Welcome. They just want you to feel like home, And I didn't feel any danger. I did not. No. I even felt safer in Dakar than in some places in Paris, I must say. And I'm from Paris. And I've been living in Paris for over 14 years now. Well, that's another story. Yeah, so the city of Dakar is dynamic, very, very, very young. I've seen a lot of young people. Also, there's many restaurants and, what else? Restaurants and bars and what else? Shopping facilities, a lot of shopping facilities. The city of Dakar is very clean. So kudos to Dakar. Very, very clean. Also have, what is the means of transport in Dakar? The main means of transport is taxi. And I must say, though, that taxi driving in Dakar is expensive. Like, for example, the minimum rate of taking a taxi in the car is 1,000 francs CFA. 1,000 francs is around it is around, I think it's 1,000 francs is around, I think, €2. I think so. Not sure. Because €1 is 600 something francs, and 1,000 is, yeah, let's say more than €1. You would say no, it's not expensive. It's only €1. €1 is around, yeah, let's say €1 is $1. Okay, but wherever you go, the minimum is 1,000 francs. For me, it's expensive because I'm Cameroonian, and it's less expensive. But never mind. Yeah, so taxi is quite expensive. I must say that the restaurants are the same, are quite the same prices as in Paris. Almost the same prices, but yeah, but it's worth it, because the food is amazing. I ate so much. I had chebujen. I had shrimps every time I went to a restaurant. Why shrimps? Because to me, if you are in a country where there's the seaside, there's the sea, there's fish, you just have to have seafood, because it's fresh, because it's local, and it helps the population. Amazing food. And I must say that I've never had, well, I think that the best cocktails I had, well, for now, because I haven't visited other African countries except Cameroon yet, but the best cocktails I had were in Senegal. Yeah, the best cocktails and mocktails, with and without alcohol. Amazing cocktails. And yeah, just to talk about the population, about the people, very friendly, the waiters, the waitresses, the taxi men, also I must say the hotel staff also, they are very, very, very friendly. I've been to I stayed in a hotel which was in a area called Igor, which was by the sea. So I had this view. I was in a hotel where I had the view every morning. You open the window, you give thanks to God, and you see the sea. Wow, I miss it already. I want to go back. I want to go back. But yeah, it was great. It was amazing. And what else can I say about the car? What else do you want to know about the car? Just tell me. Is there anything you want to know about the car? What else was I about to say about the car? Is the sights, the sightseeing. So there's this monument which is called in French le Monument de la Réunification. I think that's it. No, Monument de la Renaissance Africaine, sorry. Monument de la Renaissance Africaine, which means the monument of African Renaissance or rebirth, something like that, if I translated it correctly, which is the biggest monument in Africa, and I think one of the biggest even in the world. Photos will come. Huge. It is huge. It is just. I think the significance of this monument is. I think it was I think it wasn't Macky Sall, but it was Wade, the President Wade, who inaugurated this monument. It is huge. It's amazing. And you can type on Google how it looks like, but it is huge, like huge. You have these stairs. You have to go up, up the stairs to go to the top of the monument, and then you can also go inside the monument. Inside the monument, there is a museum. It is like, if I can compare the Statue of the Liberty, like you can go up, you can go inside, you can go upstairs, you can go at the top, and see the entire city of Dakar from this top view when you're at the top of the monument. And yeah, which was this was a sightseeing, a monument that I really really liked, because I thought it was just architecturally speaking amazing, huge, very very big. And I think it's a very powerful and great symbol, because it is like a man beside his woman holding their children and their child, and looking towards the future. To me, it symbolizes like the African future. Like it symbolizes hope, symbolizes freedom, symbolizes power, symbolizes African youth is dynamic. So it was very significant to me. So it was great seeing that. And it is also at the entry point of, let's say, of Africa, because Dakar is the most western point of Africa. So if you come to Africa, basically the entry is Dakar. I don't know if I made myself clear, but yeah. So it was great. Yeah. So as I said, I celebrated my birthday in Dakar. I celebrated my birthday in the car. My 31st birthday, I celebrated in the car. We went to this fancy restaurant, which was called, let me recall. Oh my goodness. What was the name again? It was at the city center of the car. It was very, very, very fancy. I hope. Well, if I find it, I will put it in the comment. I will let you know. But it was fancy. It was like it was at night. There was like candles, and they prepared a birthday cake for me. They sang, the restaurant staff, they sang a birthday song. They danced, and I had shrimps again. I had also a baobab cocktail, which was my first time trying it. And hi, I will just welcome other people that just came in. Thanks for joining. And yeah. Tell us about Gorée Island and the Slave Trade Museum. Yes, okay. So the Gorée Island is in Dakar, is part of Dakar. So you have to take a boat that brings you to the Gorée Island. I think it's about a 30 minutes boat ride. And yeah, so we went to l'île de Gorée Island, it's a beautiful island, very beautiful island. Like you see flowers everywhere. The houses are very colorful, and it's a very nice place. Which is a pity, which is unfortunate, is that on this island, happened as Irene Lian just stated, were slave trade and human traffic, and as you know, all the slavery. Well, you know the history, you know the history and the story. So we visited the actually the slave trade market. Yeah, we were there, where also the slaves were imprisoned in like small cells. There were different compartments. There was one cell for men, one cell for women and their children, and there was also a cell, believe it or not, for mulattoes. I don't know if you know what mulattoes are. So they're mixed race basically. But the mulattoes were privileged in comparison to the men or the women that were fully black. And there was massive deportation. Well, there was this local guide who was telling us the story of Gorée, which was it was awful to hear. And the fact that you are standing on the grounds of where these horrible things happened, because there was not also trade, there was also as they told us, rape and murder and violence, torturing. And the fact that you are on that ground and just you think to yourself, okay, my ancestors were here and they were mistreated, deported, beaten. where I'm standing, you know. And there was also this gate of no return where I was. There's this gate of no return. Like, you see that there's the gate, and then there's this area where the boats came, and then once the boat is there, they just put as much of slaves in the boat as possible, and then to leave, and then they will never go back. And then I was standing there like, this happened here, you know. It, like talking about this like right now even makes me emotional, I must say. I didn't shed a tear when I was at sight, because maybe I didn't realize, but now as I'm just talking about it, I'm just realizing, wow, crazy. Yeah. But yeah, it was something else as an experience. It was a very particular experience, and it's just the contrast, like this beautiful place and this horrible story. You want to enjoy the place, which I did, because the Gorée Island is amazing, wonderful, beautiful, amazing. But then the story, and yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Let's just hope that history won't repeat itself. And yeah, let me go through your questions. Oh, thanks, Walter. Yeah, the door of no return is really heartbreaking. Like when you're standing there and you realize, well, people leave their houses, their country, their family, their friends, and they just never come back. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, but it was great. It was a great place to discover, despite the history, and I can always talk about the food. I can talk about the food like all day long. The food was just amazing. I had shrimps again, and fish, and plantain, and bissap. Oh, do you know the bissap drink? Bissap. Bissap is a fruit which is found in West Africa. I think everywhere in Africa basically, and bissap is just wow. Love it. They do some bissap also here in France, but it's nothing compared to what they do locally in Senegal. So, yeah. How do you feel as African visiting? Yeah, I just answered this question. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking because imagine we were born like I don't know, 4 centuries before. That could have happened to us. That could have happened to us, or to our grandmother, parents, whatever. So I felt directly impacted. I did. So yeah, back to my experience. So as I said, we spent the entire day in the Gorée Island. I had I also had the chance to go swimming at the Gorée Island, which was great. And yeah, so the next day I visited another island which was called the Ngor Island, Ngor. And the Ngor Island is located at the north of Dakar, where you have to take also a boat, and it's about I think it's 10-minute ride, or 10 or 15-minute ride. Not even. I think it's less. How? What do you mean by how? And yeah, so we went to Ngor, and basically it's an island where surfers love to go, I guess, because there are huge, how do you call it in English? Les vagues. Please help me, people. Waves, yeah, waves. There are huge waves where surfers, they can surf. I'm not a surfer, so I did not surf. I just, went to eat again. I just went to eat again. Shrimps, fish, meat. Oh my goodness! I have to talk about the meat. There is this meat called. There is this dish called DB, and DB is basically. I think it's. What kind of meat is this? I think it's. No, it's not cow. It's, I think it's goat. Yeah, it was goat meat. It's grilled goat meat. We know with onions, and it's just it's like soya. Do you know soya? For those who are not Cameroonian or who are not the Nigerians know soya, the Cameroonians know soya, and they do DB, but it's goat's meat, and it is amazing. I had that too in Gore Island. Yeah. Yeah, so basically the day I spent at Gore Island, it was just a day to relax. It was just a day to relax and, just to escape the car. But without being, well, you don't leave the car because it's an island it's an island that is in the car, but it's outside of the car. I don't know if I make my sense clear, but anyway. Yeah, so it was just a day where I just wanted to chill, relax, swim, eat, have great food, listen to some music, because there were also some people who were doing music, live music. I also noticed that in Senegal there is this Rasta culture very present. You have a lot of people who admire the Rasta culture, who have like these long dreadlocks, who love reggae music, but Senegalese style, Senegalese style, and yeah, it was great. Are the men in Senegal cute? Oh my goodness, good question. Did you get many attention from men there? What I would say about this is that Senegalese men are not blind. They recognize beautiful women, and they compliment them, but respectfully. So, good point, Senegal. Even though they want to marry everybody, because polygamy in Senegal is like it's common, but yeah, that's another story. Would you describe Senegal as a safe country for people traveling solo? Yes. So I was talking about this at the beginning of this live. It is very safe. It's very, very safe. Especially women are also asking the same question. I guess as a woman, can I travel alone to Senegal? You definitely can. You definitely can. But have people who are locals and stuff that because in order to discover the places, for example. If there are some places you don't know, you will find some information on Google. You will, but it's always better to get in contact with some locals, or I don't know. For example, today we have the chance to have social media. We have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have all these platforms where we have bloggers, backpackers, and stuff who discover like areas that the media won't show us. And also we have travel agencies who are specialized in making you discover places that are not that are not shown by the media. So for example, Luxica. So yeah, this is our mission basically, to show you places that you cannot find on Google, and as I say, just keep in touch with get in touch with people, with locals, if you know locals. If not, Google. If not Google, just be open. Just talk to the locals. They will be glad to show you, because as I said in the beginning of the live, Senegalese people are very friendly. They have really this sense of hospitality. It's not a joke. It's not a lie. It's true, and they will be more than happy to to present you proudly their country and the areas that you must visit. How are the infrastructures, hotels, etc. for someone who has the Western experience? There is basically no difference. So if you have the Western experience and then you go to Senegal, well, it depends also on what you're looking for. If you want to have a Western experience in Senegal, you will have it, because there are 5-star. There are 5-star hotels, 4-star hotels, 3-star hotels. you have it all. You have the luxury, then you have, you know, the just what's on below, and then average. It depends on your budget. It depends on what you are looking for as an experience. But you definitely, yes, I think that there's no difference between infrastructure in the hotels, etc. And I also think that the infrastructures are amazing. Like they have roads. Roads, very clean roads. They also have, you know, all these motorways that you don't see everywhere in Africa. To be real, you know, highways, and which was very easy to go from one city to another because there are roads. The infrastructure is great. The airport is great. I had the impression to be in a Western airport. I really did. I really did. So no, there was no. That's why I said, if you want to visit like Africa and you don't know where to go, you are maybe hesitating. I would suggest, if this is your first time going to Africa or your first time going to another African country outside of your own African country, I think Senegal is a great way to discover another African country. Yeah, because you have everything in Senegal. You have everything. You have the Western experience. You have the local experience. You have very dynamic people, beautiful people, young people, and yeah. Did you make any local friends? I actually did. I actually did. Yeah, I made several local friends that we shared our WhatsApp. We shared our WhatsApp, and you know, they always say, okay, if you come back to Senegal, just, you know, let me know. I would love to see you again and show you around. So yeah, so I made some local friends when I was in the Pink Lake. I made one local friend as well when I was in this market. It was a market of you know, handmade items, for example, dresses, what else? Souvenirs, paintings. Yeah, there was this very, very friendly man. He was an elder man, he had the age of my father, and that is where I bought my souvenirs. And he was just so kind, and when I negotiated, I didn't have to negotiate the prices, because he was very honest when it came to the prices. He was like, okay, I don't want you to give you the false, well, the too high prices that we give to Europeans. You are African, I'm African, you know, I will give you the real prices and stuff. So I didn't have to negotiate with him. We stayed in contact, and I will definitely go back to his boutique, to the market where he is. So we connected. And who else I made friends with? I think that's it. Yeah, I have 2 local friends. Yeah, I will be glad to see them again when I'll be in Senegal. Okay, this live is already 1 hour 10 minutes. Okay, I can move on just a little more time. I have a little more time. So what did you think of your local tour guide? So my local tour guide was a Senegalese man, of course, and it was I don't know what to say, because it was just perfect. To be honest, it was just perfect. It was someone who was working for, as I said, a travel agency, and he knows his country by heart, like by heart. He knows everything, the history, the background. I think he knew just perfect, just professional, very professional. And he was also like a father figure, because he was also a little bit elderly, and he took us like his children. He showed us around. He was also looking out for us, for example, like, okay, be careful, ladies, girls, you know, but, you know, just to protect us. He protected us. And he was also the one, for example, if we bought some items at some markets and etc., he was the one negotiating for us, because, you know, in Senegal, they don't give you the well, there is no price tag on the price when you go to a market, or when you are, let's say, for example, at the Gorée Islands or Gore Island. There are just people wandering with their items, etc. Then you come, you're interested in one item, but they won't give it a price. There's no price tag. They will be like, okay, okay, honey, how much do you have? How much can you give? You give your price, and then she will be like, oh no, just give me more, or give me less. No, they would never say give me less. Never. But give me more, and you'll be like, oh no, just now, can we lower the price because you're expensive? Well, it's interesting. In Senegal, you negotiate. There is no price tag. You negotiate. You negotiate. And then just to say that he was the one who helped us negotiate some prices, but also, it didn't bother me to maybe give a higher price than what a local would pay, because it's handmade. You also want to honor the craft behind what you're buying. So yeah. I will end this live very soon, because it's been like more than an hour already. Just to my last stop in Senegal was in Saint Louis. Saint Louis is in the north of Senegal, which is almost at the border of Mauritania, which is in the north of Senegal. And Saint Louis was the ancient capital of Senegal. Sorry, when it was still under French colony. And as I said in my live earlier, Cheboujen is from Saint Louis, and I had the best Cheboujen in my entire life in Saint Louis. Sorry, Nigerians. Sorry, Ghanaians. I had Nigerian jollof, not in Nigeria. I know. I had Ghanaian jollof, not in Ghana. I know, but I had original Senegalese jollof in Saint Louis. Unmatched. I'm sorry, I cannot describe exactly. You have to live it to understand. But it was something else. It was a great culinary experience. Yeah. So Saint Louis, we just visited the town. With our tour guide, with our private personal driver. We also went outside the city. We also walked by feet. We also were walking around the town, and again, very clean, but it smelled fish. It smelled a lot. Well, the town was clean, but smelled like fish, because there are a lot of fishermen. Do you say that in English? I guess so. In Saint Louis, so the town smelled like fish, but it was a beautiful town to visit. I think Saint Louis is to me, in comparison to Dakar, is more beautiful than Dakar. Dakar is a beautiful city, but Saint Louis is like, I don't know, it's magical. You feel like it's still an ancient colonial city, and the construction is quite the same than it was 50, 60, 70 years ago. So I love that vintage aspect of the city, and I just loved visiting it. So to sum up, Senegal is really a destination I recommend. I recommend Senegal if you want to go there for the first time. If you go to Africa, if you want to discover Africa, Senegal is definitely the country that won't disappoint. Hotels are, the hotels I stayed in was amazing. You had your pool. If you don't want to go to the beach, you have to go to the pool, but you have the beach. How can you go to a pool if you have the beach? I mean, come on. Don't go to the pool if you have a beach, okay? And and to celebrate our last day in Dakar, we had this amazing brunch that we organized. It was a all-white brunch we did at a restaurant which was on the very top of the city. It's called La Phare des Mamelles, Phare des Mamelles. So it was a restaurant at the very top of the city, where you can see the entire city of Dakar. You had this amazing view. What more can you ask for? I mean, it was great weather, amazing food. Brunch was amazing. The view amazing. Um, I want to go back, guys. I want to go back. I really want to go back as I'm talking about Senegal. Yeah, so as I said, I recommend Senegal as your destination if you want to go to Africa for the very first time, or not even the first time, but I'm very sure that most people who went to Dakar want to go to Senegal want to go a second time. I want to go a second time again, and yeah, so that's quite it about my experience in Senegal. It was quite positive. I There are no negative aspects. Well, I didn't witness any negative aspects, except that I think I caught the coronavirus in the car. I think because when I got back home, I was infected. So, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. So the amazing was the experience was amazing. Yeah. So as I said earlier, this was my first trip to another country, another African country outside my country of origin. So my next step would be definitely to discover other countries of Africa. I have so many in mind. You have no idea, but this will be shared here. This will be we will also give you more content about the countries that I will visit soon. Well, it will come up, and yeah. So as I said, my dream is to visit as many African countries as possible. I will. I cannot say I will no longer visit any other European country. No, it's not what I'm saying. But my main goal, my main ambition is to visit a maximum. Oh my god, a maximum of African countries. Yeah, and I have some destinations in mind, but you'll see. So yeah, if you have any other question before I end the live, just don't hesitate.